It's time for the One Bar and Lupaga Show, bringing you anything and everything Minnesota Vikings.
Welcome to professional football.
All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am One Bar, joined with Lupagus. Lupagus, how you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good. Vikings, had a real solid day one, and there's still a shit ton of value on the board. Some of these players who are still available is shocking to me.
Yeah, we got rounds 2 and 3 coming up tonight, and as we know, we got 1 second rounder and 2/3.
Yeah, and we have the ammunition with that extra fourth, that extra fifth. The Vikings can move up and get pretty much whoever they want. So they still have holes on the offensive line. Still could use a safety. I wouldn't be surprised they double dipped at cornerback or wide receiver too. So a lot of ways they can go here on day 2 of the draft.
Yeah, you're getting way ahead of me here, Lupagus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let's take a step back. Trent Williams.
Yes.
Still a lot of chatter surrounding Trent Williams. Is your percentage going up as far as the thought of the Vikings getting him?
Yeah, it's going to happen. I think it happens before the draft starts today. I think we give one of those 4th-round picks to the Redskins, get Trent Williams, and then, you know what, Rob Brzezinski can worry about figuring out how we're going to pay him. But, yeah, I think it happens. I think it happens today.
If we get Trent Williams along with the haul that we already got in round 1, Rob Brzezinski, they should start making his mold in Canton right now.
Oof. Rob Brzezinski or Rick Spielman?
Rob Brzezinski. Both of them.
Yeah. Otherwise you got Josh Jones sitting there, would be a hell of a value. If you probably have to move up to get him, there's no way he's falling to 58. So I think Trent Williams makes the most sense. Then the question becomes, what do you do with Riley Reif? Do you cut him? Do you move him inside? Do you look to trade him? So maybe you package him in the deal for Williams. Who knows?
Nobody wants him. Yeah, so I think Williams is – I think my percentage is up a little higher. I'm not as confident as you. I'm going to say like a 18% chance we get Trent Williams still, but that extra 4th rounder sure doesn't hurt. It's all about making the money work. That's the issue.
If it went up from 18, what were you at before?
I don't know, 7.
Wow.
7%. All right, so we got our wide receiver, we got our cornerback. Between rounds 2 and 3, if we were to double dip at one of these positions, which ones do you think we'll hit up again?
Well, I think cornerback has to be the first one. You got Jeff Gladney, Mike Hughes. Those are a couple of 5'10" corners. So you'd like to get one that has a little bit more size. And there's 2 guys still on the board, Jalen Johnson, Christian Fulton, both over 6 feet. So either one of those guys make a lot of sense. And you could pair them on, a team's biggest receivers. You don't have to worry about that mismatch that teams are going to be looking for when they play the Vikings next year.
So you mentioned that there's still a lot of great players out there, which there is. Who is your number one guy? Not necessarily that the Vikings might have their eye on, but who is the one guy left that shouldn't be there?
The guy that I'm surprised the most is still on the board is Xavier McKinney, the safety from Alabama. I thought he was going to go mid-first round to the Cowboys. Actually, I thought that was a given. He can do so much. He can play center field. He can crawl the line of scrimmage. He can almost play linebacker. He's a very versatile weapon. And to see this Swiss Army knife still on the board is shocking to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I mean, McKinney, you're probably right, but I'm gonna throw Antoine Winfield out there. He's a name that's probably gonna come off real early, and it's gonna break our hearts. But he was a guy. I mean, they were talking even late teens, anywhere to late round 1. I'm very surprised he's still on the board.
Yeah, it's got to be a size that's keeping him still available. I think that's one reason why the Jeff Gladney pick hurt me so much was they were showing Winfield and they're all smiling. So I got my hopes up that he was coming home, and then Jeff was not the name I was expecting to hear.
Old Jeffrey. All right, so you touched on a little bit, but positions that we will be looking at in rounds 2 and 3. What do you got?
Yeah, I mean, offensive tackle, if we don't trade for Trent Williams, I think that's damn near the top of the list. Safety, who knows what's going to happen with Anthony Harris. Even if we don't, you got no depth. There's no one behind Harrison Smith. And Harrison is, 31 years old. He can't play forever. So you want to have a young guy, at least on the roster, to groom to be his replacement. So those are actually, there's one other one too I should mention, defensive tackle. I know it's not a popular need amongst us people in the mock draft world, but Mike Zimmer needs that interior pass rusher, and there's plenty of options there that could be on the board in round 2.
Yeah, I think today is going to be all about that offensive line, regardless of what happens. If anything happens with Williams, we still need guards. I think it's going to be an unsexy day, but it's going to have some teeth, and we're going to have some big old linemen to add to the mix.
Yeah, I guess it depends which ones. I don't want to reach for anybody. The only tackle I really like would be Jones. Maybe Prince Tega would be another option, but that would be more ass end of round 2, early round 3 for me. Yeah, guards, as far as the guards go, like Cushionberry, Robert Hunt, those are a couple ones I think would be worth a second-round pick. But yeah, other than that, I don't want to force anything. And they haven't done it so far. They got great value of both their picks in round 1, so I don't expect Rick Spielman to reach. But you never know. They get desperate. There's a run. Things get thin.
Yeah, there's plenty of offensive linemen left. Ezra Cleveland's still on the board. Robert Hunt, Shane Lemieux, Lloyd Cushenberry, Prince Tago, Wanago, like you said, Lucas Naing. There's going to be a good offensive lineman on the boards, whether or not they take them. You mentioned it, defensive line as well. Neville Gallimore, Marlon Davidson still there.
And not just on the inside. There's those two ends, AJ Epinesa, Yetur Gross-Matos, who definitely the Vikings could look at. If Daniel Hunter or Denebo were to get hurt, you can't rely on Eddie Yarbrough and Anthony Zettel to come in and do anything. So getting a young pass rusher here in round 2 or round 3, depending on how the board falls, would be amazing.
Yeah,
it would make a lot of sense.
I wouldn't even put out the thought that they might just go best player available, need or not. I mean, they did squash 2 big needs. They still have 2 third-rounders. They got 2 fourth-rounders. I think they're going to get a little fancy with that and make some moves. But even if it's not a position of need, if there's a guy that shouldn't be there, I could absolutely see them going best player available.
Yeah. Have you done a mock yet for round 2 to see what our options might be? I did do one, and there was a lot of D tackles there. So that could be your best value. But you never know what teams are going to do. Look what the Seahawks did yesterday. Look what, the Falcons reaching, the Raiders reaching. You never know what's going to happen. I do think like you mentioned, a really good player is going to be there, and who knows what position that'll be at. But I think the Vikings are going to find a stallion at pick 58.
Yeah, and I think one of the spots they're going to have their eye on is safety. There's going to be some good safeties there still. I mean, you already mentioned them. Chin. I mean, Delpit's still there. McKinney is still there.
Ashton Davis,
Davis, Winfield. I mean, that's going to be thick. And receivers, while I can't see them going double dipping at receiver this early, it might get tempting if some of those guys like Pittman, T. Higgins are still on the board.
And Denzel Mims is still there, 6'3", 4.37 speed. You gotta love that. I was surprised he didn't go in round 1, and wasn't even mentioned. He wasn't even listed. I don't know what he did or when he turned everybody off, but they're talking about the top receivers, and I think they're talking about T. Higgins and Michael Pittman after everybody was drafted yesterday. So, I mean, Mims isn't even on anybody's radar right now.
Maybe it'll be this year's DK Metcalf or Hakeem Butler.
Maybe he will. Maybe we get him around 3. Who knows?
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll be back after the draft tonight. We'll be breaking down who we got, and hopefully we're giving them a big old A+ of a grade. But we shall see. I'm gonna predict a trade tonight where we actually move up and get another corner.
I think if we move up, we're taking Winfield Jr. I really do. That would be amazing. I think Twitter would explode. Vikings Twitter
I would explode.
You would explode. I would explode. Whole state of Minnesota would explode. So, again, if they do it, it's got to be early because I think he's going to go in those top 5-7 picks tonight. All right. So, until then, here's a little fact for you guys. Turns out British cows moo with regional accents. Meh, meh.